Welcome back, everybody. Farmec Adventures Unplugged. I'm back again. Sorry I'm nasally. Man, I've been under the weather for a while. Seems like it's been about a week now. Shortly after the Jason Chef concert, I started not feeling good. And man, it like they say, as SHI, you know what, it rolls downhill fast. And this, whatever this was, holy moly. I, even despite my best efforts of trying to get rid of it fast, which normally do work, I use something called quercetin, which is old school. That usually works really well. Even that one had a hard time with this. I'm on about right now like day 6, day 7, and definitely on the mend. I actually have energy. I'm doing this. But man, the last few days were awful. I mean, awful. Don't know what this is. I know there's a whole bunch of new flu strains going around out there. We've been treating people in the emergency department from all around the world with various strains of who knows what from you know who, from who knows where, that kind of thing. So honestly, who knows where this came from, but it's no joke. So what are we doing right now? Well, since obviously I'm not on the about at the moment. Oh, my production manager just wandered in here. Just want to make sure we're doing all right. Before we get started, real quick. Yesterday, Saturday, the 5th of April, probably one of the most exciting Saturdays of college basketball for the NCAA tournament this year so far. Both of those games were outstanding. And congratulations to Houston. I know they took down my Boilermakers. That game was unbelievably close. Purdue played them very well. We'll talk about that after the whole tournament's over because I got something I want to say about Purdue's season. But again, we're going to wait till the whole tournament's done. And then, but man, Purdue gave them an insane run. I think a lot more than most people thought they would. But then also Florida came back and took care of Auburn. And, I felt bad for Duke because they literally were up. I think it was 7 points with a minute and, a minute 5 remaining or some craziness like that. And ended up losing the game. That had to have been painful. But anyway, congratulations to Houston. But since Florida Gators are going to play for the national title tomorrow night, I thought, now I'm not bandwagoning it, so all you Gator alumni and everybody else out there, just take a deep breath. I'm just here for support. As a local living in Central Florida now in the Orlando area, we're not that far from Gainesville. I thought I'd switch hats a little bit, put the Purdue stuff away till August, football season, and I thought we would go ahead and we'll put the old Florida Gator hat on. I have one of these. I found this. It was in a box. I've thought, man, I know I got a Gators hat somewhere. And sure enough, I ended up with this about 10 years ago. I lost a bet when Tennessee was playing Florida in football. And I said, well, if Tennessee loses to Florida, I'll wear a Gators hat the whole year. And Tennessee lost to Florida, so I had to wear this for a whole year. I honor my promises. So that's how I ended up with this. But, hey, they ended up in the national title tomorrow night. So they've got my support. We'll cheer on the Florida Gators and hope they beat Houston for the national title. Regardless, though, it's going to be a great game, I think. I think we're in for a treat tomorrow. All right, now let's get to the matter at hand here. Thought we'd sit down. We'd talk a little theme parks here. Did you all – I don't know if it's you or me – or maybe I'm just hearing stuff, but y'all heard a rumor? I don't know, maybe – is there some rumor going around? There's something about a new theme park opening up here in Orlando. I've been hearing, like, little bits and pieces about it. Anybody hear about this? Is there any truth to that? Is there a new park coming, or is that just hearsay? I don't know. But anyway, I keep hearing about this new theme park. And I suck at keeping a straight face. But anyway, yes, Epic Universe is on the way. And unless you've been living under a rock, yesterday was media preview day for Epic Universe. And oh my goodness. Social media, man, I tell you. I think the first one hit about 5 or 6 p.m. last night. Maybe it was 7. I think our old faithful PC dev was the first one to fling a video out there. And now they're just coming out fast and furious. Like, they're just everywhere. Everywhere. Epic Universe, Epic Universe, Epic Universe, Epic Universe. And yes, I've watched a few of them. I'm not going to lie. I'm very intrigued by this whole thing. But the one thing I will say that in our day of social media, that it's like, you feel like there is no suspense anymore. Now, I get it. You don't have to watch this stuff. I completely understand that, because I can see the argument. Well, Matt, you don't have to click on it. I understand that. But it's right there. But it's like they do these media previews and everybody's out there, and now it's everywhere. So we have this new theme park coming, which is, I mean, it really is exciting. You know, it's been over 20 years since a new theme park has opened up in Orlando. And I know Volcano Bay, they keep trying to say that, oh, it's a theme park. No, it's a water park, water theme park. But nothing to this scale has opened in Orlando in over 20 years. I mean, this is a big deal. But like always, the social media outlets have been flooded by Epic Universe. Epic Universe this, Epic Universe that. And I mean, you can look, and as I'm talking here, you can watch, just scroll through a little bit. I'll run it, somewhere around here. But yeah, there's just one channel after another. And I guess it looks like Universal invited a ton of people out to this. My thing is, I would love to be able to do this. I think that would be a really neat honor to go out there and preview something like this. But I fear that my biggest issue is I may never make it to one of these media lists. Unfortunately, I'm too honest with things. And if I say something sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. If I think it's really, really good, I'm going to tell you it's really, really good. But I can't, in good faith, especially if I'm being paid to be there, or if I'm being invited someplace without it costing me any money whatsoever, just my own opinion. That is not my spot to tell somebody else that they should spend their hard-earned money to come there when I haven't put my own money forward yet. I could review it and say, yeah, this looks incredible. Make your own decisions. But to sit there and go, oh, you all should be here, I struggle with that. But anyway, let's get back to Epic Universe. So I'm watching these guys and gals through their various channels go in there, and some of them, it looks like almost like they talk to each other, because their talking points were almost the same exact thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of watch this together, and I'm going to point some things out, and then we'll go over and we'll talk about it. So give me a second to get this all organized, and then we'll go through this. We're all set now. I got everything all organized. We're gonna go about this here. And again, this isn't about poking fun at people. It's just calling out things as I see it. Just saying, hey, the saying, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, must be a duck. Oh, there's a duck. That's all this is. So as I just got done saying, there are tons of Epic Universe videos. A lot of things in common. The Chronos. Oh, the Chronos. Chronos. Today's word, this year's word, is Chronos. The adults crying. The men crying. The women sobbing. I mean, there was lots of crying going on. Crying everywhere. Crying for the shows. Crying at this. Crying at that. I mean, it was like an ad for Prozac almost. Now, I get it. the emotions run high. This is something that a lot of, especially if you're a theme park enthusiast, a lot of people look forward to this kind of stuff, which, it's okay to have, an emotion when seeing something like this. I can't only imagine how I may react when I see it. I can promise you I'm not going to be crying, though. That's not going to happen. I'm going to be excited, be thrilled. I'm going to give my point of view from an architectural design brain that looks at things in a different perspective. But, it's going to be my own personal view of this. Some of this stuff just seems so like just canned responses. And the other thing is, by the way, did I mention there's a Kronos? There is a Kronos there. And there's a lot of crying. I don't have any crying in my videos. Like I said, it's it's natural. I see it all the time when I was watching these videos. When I went back through to try to get clips, I obviously couldn't find it. I don't want to spend all this time combing through this. So maybe we'll find that later. But Kronos and crying, and there was a lot of, again, these talking points you're going to see in here. These two guys, Theme Park Express and PC Dev. It's like they were talking to each other. What are you going to say? Well, I'm going to say this. How about you? Yeah, I'll say that too. Like it's really interesting. And the other thing is, and this is where I get a little irritated. A lot of these guys and gals got an invite to do this a couple of weeks ago by team members. And apparently the team members weren't supposed to do that. Friends and family, not influencers, vloggers, TikTokers, anybody's social media. And apparently Universal had made that very clear. But like anything, we have to put our hands on the hot stove and burn the hell out of our hand to learn a valuable lesson. And there was also to be no photos or videos taken, which that was broken by either the team member or some of these influencers they brought along, because people just can't keep the phone in the pocket. People just they have to have that content, even if it's for a split, like 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 seconds. It might cost you your whole career, but hey, that split second of fame would make it all worth it, right? Like people they cannot help themselves these days. It's insane to me. I do work with some friends of mine who did get to go to Epic Universe, some friends that I work with at the emergency room, and they were told by their friends that do work at Universal that yes, that whole rumor about a lot of firings happening, that was actually happening. There were team members being let go by the hundreds because of this. Universal was very clear, apparently, when this started, was friends and family only. We're going to have our media previews coming up. Let all these vloggers and influencers, they'll have their time. They'll have their day. Now, if you happen to have a family member that is a close family member that does YouTube, social media for a living, that we can't do anything about. But you got to tell them to keep their mouth shut. Don't take any pictures, any videos. Don't sneak anything. Don't do anything, because if they do, then your ass is going to be promoted to permanent guest. And apparently that's what happened. These people got promoted to permanent guest. And after repeated emails, repeated times being told, please don't do this. But people just can't get out of their own ways. And also, there's a lot of, again, this part is a little sketchy because it's still kind of a rumor of how this all went down. Some say that these larger YouTube channels and social media followers were calling. They were asking around if anybody knew who was a team member, and they were getting a hold of them and offering them large sums of money for this. They were saying that's true, but then that wasn't true. And others say that the team members went reaching out to the social media influencers and vloggers and all that. It's hard to say of how this went down. It could have been a combination of both ways. But either way, Universal stood on their morals, and they fired a whole bunch of people, whole bunch of team members. I mean, hundreds. And the thing is, you get fired for doing something like that. I mean, that's just blatant insubordination. So anyway, these YouTubers and all that, they went all over social media sitting down and going about my day at Epic Universe and this, that, and the other. And so a lot of them did that. And then just yesterday, as these videos are rolling out, they sit there. Now, keep in mind, most of these people had already been there. They walk through the gates of Epic and through the old Kronos again, and then they act like it's their first time there. Oh, this is unbelievable. No, like, come on, man. Cut the crap. You've already been here. And I think it gets a little frustrating because, there's a lot of people that really want to go see this that haven't been able to. And I get it. There's going to be plenty of time to see this. It's not like this is a traveling theme park that's going to open for a month and then close down and move somewhere else, clear overseas. We're going to have Epic Universe for, probably better part of 100 years, if not more. The other thing that blew my mind is this park, from what I've seen, is insanely detailed. I mean, it is nuts from just what I've seen on video. And so many things these people that were invited left out. Like, I think only one person that I watched noticed that the torches right when you walk into Celestial Park, where the big statue is, that overlooks the flowing water areas. Those torches have it looks like water fountains are holding them up on the inside. Nobody mentioned that. I think one person did. And then they're in the gift shops, and then they're walking around, looking at this, looking at that, or they're in these shops. And what's crazy to me is too, you've been invited by Universal to represent this park in the best way possible. And if you look in the background of some of these videos that I'm going to show, just like I've said, I've taken clips, you see a whole bunch of people walking with their smartphones like this. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? You're supposed to be these big A-list so-called influencers. And, you're trying to represent a company like Universal and show off this brand new beautiful theme park. You can't even put this thing on a damn gimbal. You with your 200, 300,000, 1.2 million subscribers, you don't have enough extra money to get a damn gimbal for this thing? Or even if you, for some reason may have been asked last minute and you came in unprepared, you don't have the extra money to run by Walmart or Best Buy or something and pick one up for cheap, and just so you can have something to stabilize your phone. I get it, man. These phones and that are amazing with what you can do with them, but there's one, I'll show you. There's a couple of them where they're doing this, and I mean, they're just whipping the freaking thing around. I mean, what is this? It's like amateur hour. So I don't understand that. Some of these people, I looked them up. Like, they have several 100,000 to well over 1 million subscribers. Which I'm going to say this guy JoJo, he's in here too. This guy. He has, on his channel, it says he's got over 1 million subscribers, but his viewership sucks. Like, I don't understand that. For over 1 million subscribers, you'd think you'd be getting into the 100,000 plus views every video, and that ain't the case. So somebody please explain to me how that happens. Like, do you buy subscribers? Are they fake? Just to get to that milestone. Like, I'm trying to, I don't get that part. I'm very confused with that. So just off topic, but just kind of got my curiosity thinking, as somebody that's relatively newer into YouTube, I don't get that. So anyway, we're going to watch some of this stuff, and like I said, we'll throw it up over here and we'll comment on it, or maybe we'll throw it up there somewhere in this vicinity, like John Madden was drawing here. We're going to go over here and the defense is going this way. So we'll talk about it. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. Oh my God, there's literally no one here. All right, here we are. Isle of Burke. At this portal. Wow. It's inside the portal, it looks like we're being transported. Do you see what I'm saying already? Like the camera work? Like right there, darkness. The best kept secret this side. Anyway, I think that's the Isle of Burke. This is unreal. Yes, it is. It's huge. But it looks like you're going into darkness. It's huge. You actually feel like you can't see it. Like, really? Park. I mean, this looked like some of my videos when I first started. It's not very common that happens, but right now, it's happening. Look at the boats. We're heading round to the show inside of Isle of Burke, and but she's in focus. There's going to be dragons flying around and everything like that. Okay. And I've heard such good things, and hopefully, I really hope that we get to meet Toothless because he looks so cute, and I love him. And oh my gosh, some of these people, I have no idea who they are. Like, again, they're just slinging the camera around.
Good morning, my friends, and hello from Epic Universe.
Once again, though, he's been there before. This is not his first time.
Where I can bring you guys inside of this brand new stunning theme park from Universal. This park officially opens on May 22nd, but today we get to explore the 5 immersive worlds. It's going to be a blast. I'm just so excited. I can barely talk. I have goosebumps. I have chills. I have all kinds of different emotions. It's
Nobody
happening.
has cried yet.
Thank you so much for being here. And I want to say a massive thank you to Universal for having us out. I hope you guys are ready because I am at the portal. And then this is the front.
The portal.
We have Lost and Found and stroller rentals. Welcome to Epic Universe, my friends.
Where's our pal, the Kronos?
We are inside.
Now, see, that looks nice. Like, that really does. That looks,
I mean, the
landscaping there looks beautiful.
Look at this place.
Yeah, that's real nice. I don't know if you can see it. It's off to the right.
Beautiful.
The fountains holding up the what would be torches right there.
Side of the Kronos, it says,
there's our buddy, the Kronos.
Which path to chart? The answer lies within your heart. So that may explain the heartbeat sound as you leave the park and enter the park. What is life right now? This is crazy.
Pay attention to all this.
I'm inside of this brand new park after watching this place be built from the ground. This place was dirt when I first started to cover this park.
That's pretty insulting, sir, calling this place dirt.
Here we are inside of an actual theme park in full operation. It's unbelievable.
Brand spanking new theme park. We're here. We're doing this. Look at that. The Kronos right behind me.
There's our Kronos.
Oh my gosh.
Our buddy.
I can't believe this. Oh my God. And take a look at what's written on the Kronos. Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams. All right, now that we've got all of our pictures, all of our videos, it is time to finally walk through the Kronos Tower for the first time ever. Oh my gosh. There's like a heartbeat sound. What's going on? There's a heartbeat. Do you guys hear that?
She figured it out too.
Oh my God. What? What is this? What is my life right now? Brand spanking new theme park.
Dev just said that.
We're doing this. This is insane. And the music that's playing here, just right at the entrance of Celestial Park, it's insane. We're coming up on our very first portal over here to Super Nintendo World.
Super Nintendo World.
Oh, that's so cool. The medallion on top, it spins. You have classic 8-bit Mario, and then you have current day Mario. That is so cool. So we're passing by Constellation Carousel, and I just want to show you guys, look at how much room for activities there is over here in front of Constellation Carousel.
What are they going to do, play baseball there? Like, I mean,
that
it's a theme park.
And possibly water? I don't know. I think they're all lights.
Yeah, they're going to spray random water jets at people through that concrete. That would be hilarious.
You can still smell the paint. Like, it is fresh paint galore over here.
I'm going to have to charge you for getting high off the paint fumes, sir.
Here inside a brand spanking new theme park.
Nothing's free in a theme park.
I think that I would have this opportunity. And we're here and we're doing it. Oh my gosh, guys, we're here. Our very first portal that we're entering. Dark Universe.
Dark Universe.
It's alive. It's alive. Oh my
gosh. No. It's not like that. Put some feeling into it. It's alive!
This was my most anticipated land.
What is wrong with these people?
The Kronos right behind me.
Oh, Kronos.
Wow.
Yep, see, there's the fountains again on the right.
And we have Matt. So the park's not open yet. Buddy, there's so much to cover. I'm probably going to just cut this up into
here's JoJo.
20 to 30-minute vlogs over the next 3-4 days. So first things first, here is the gift store.
This is the main gift shop in Epic Universe. It's called Other Worlds.
Other Worlds, got you. We've definitely seen some of this merchandise before.
See, once again, I was slinging the phone around like it's not even on a gimbal.
Ooh, look at that. Oh my goodness.
That's kind of
like celestial signs up there. Matt, what's up there?
Oh goodness, no sir.
This kind of just shines lights on like the what are those called?
The celestial signs.
What are those called? The stars.
They're constellations.
Gemini's.
Oh my God. Astrology?
Constellations?
What are those things like the connections?
Constellations. Okay.
Oh hey, there we got it.
Fish are from the Atlantic restaurant that we're eating later.
Nice.
You've got the Blue Dragon from the Blue Dragon restaurant.
And also, wouldn't you clean your lens for crying out loud? Like, or put a filter on it that helps so you don't get that light flushing out your screen like that? Again, this is like amateur hour at a brand new theme park. It looks terrible right there.
And this part has a lot of cool Easter eggs in it.
Yeah, wow. This is insane.
Jaws on the floor.
There's only one word for this, and it's epic.
Hey, it does look nice.
Wow.
That Burke looks amazing, and I'm sure you can't really get an idea for the scale of it till you see it in person. It looks huge.
But just being in here and hearing the music is so awesome.
Oh my god, even the benches here are cool. I must sit on this bench.
Baby dragons again. Kind of scared everybody. Well, there's Nate, paging Mr. Morrow.
It's the most amazing day of my life.
Universal are geniuses because they always have those like Mr. fans and stuff. This accomplishes both purposes. You can wait here and then get a little bit of cool. Yeah. Because it's the Ice Dragon.
So that's kind of a compilation of everything. But back to the JoJo video, though. I mean, and that's not the only one that was like that. Like I said, I could sit here and we could put hours of footage up here of just basically what looks like amateur hour trying to show off a brand new theme park. And somebody that has a better understanding than I do of vlogging and how things work, especially when it comes to lights, is the streaking of the lights on the ceiling on his lens. Is that a lens issue? Was it smudged or need to be cleaned, or is that something that a simple filter would fix? I'm just curious. Because like I said, it's like, well, we got to get this content out. It doesn't look that great. That's okay. Get it out. They'll watch it anyway. And that's the thing, when you look at all those people in the backgrounds of these vlogs walking around, like every one of those people is making content. And it's just like out there. And yeah, all you got to do is put Epic Universe into a YouTube search bar and you're going to find thousands of videos and everybody's going to have their, I'd like to say their own unique spin on it, but just in the few I've watched, it's very similar talking points. Everybody reads the inscription above the Chronos as you walk in. I mean, for me, I know people can read. Most of the time when I see something, sometimes I'll say it, but for the most part, I like to just let people read it, Like, we all can read. So, I don't know. It's just interesting, I was wondering what it was going to be like when this finally all rolled out and hit the mainstream, and it's been something. First off, it's amazing that the level of detail that these people miss. Now, I get it. They're there for a short time. This wasn't a walk at a leisurely pace. Universal was very gracious, and they gave them a VIP tour for the day. But they still got to spend roughly from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the theme park, which apparently is so big that that's not even enough time, which is it's good to know. It's good that we're going to have a park that big. I mean, even when you look at Disney World and the other theme parks that are currently here, what do you see all the time? You turn on YouTube or anything. Rides, merch, and food, and sometimes the resorts. That's it. You don't ever see the little intricacies. Very rarely do you see that, which again is where I like to come in. I like to get into the depths and the details of things. And so I was watching Dev go through the portal to the Dark Universe because honestly, I've been really curious about that one. And again, I know video can't do any justice to what this will probably look like in person, but the very first thing I noticed, and not one person has commented on it at all whatsoever, but when you walk into the portals, like all the portals, you walk in and you obviously walk underneath of where the plate is. And again, they show some passion, like it's alive. No, It's alive! Like, get some feeling in it. You know? So they walk underneath that, and if you look on one band in there is like the gears of the Kronos Tower, like you're going through the time machine, and then the OLED screen that's in there with the lightning bolts and all the really cool effects on it. That's like it's transporting you, and then wham, you like that, you end up in this other world, which is brilliantly done. But I've noticed when you end up inside of the village of Darkmoor and Dark Universe, before you get into Darkmoor, we're going to play this clip because watch when he walks out of the portal area. He's going to pan the camera over to his right, and what you're going to notice is it's going to look like you are actually walking, but you're going to be under the ground. It looks like the ground level is going to be way above you, and then inside the dirt, it's like it's been cut away, and you see all these caskets sticking out in that, and a lot of them are broken open. And as you walk, the ground actually gets more and more shallow, gets more and more like on your level, and then you see all this steam or the mist rising up from the ground, and you see all these caskets that are broken open, but there's nobody in there. And the symbolism to me is when you walk into this land, it's like you're one of you're the monsters, you've been buried type thing, but then you're now alive again, and you've broken out of the casket, you've come up out of the ground, and then when you come up out of the ground, you walk in, and there's a little sign that says the village of Darkmoor, and then voila, there you are in the village, walking around among the living, and then the monster hunters and all that. That's how I interpret it. Nobody else has said that, but I want you all to see this. And let's see if you think I'm right. Put it up here.
It's alive.
No,
it's
sir.
Alive.
Put some oomph in it. It's alive. Show some emotion. All right, there's the Kronos gears. Like you're going through the gears. Now you're going through the special effects. You're being transported into Dark Universe. It's brilliantly done. I love how Universal Creative did these portals. It is amazing. Now, as you're walking into this land, all right, I want you to look off to the right as he's moving through. What is it? It's the Village of Darkmoor, sir. All right, look at the ground, all right? You see that it looks like you're under the ground right now, and the gravestones and everything are up on top, and there's the caskets. But what's happening? The caskets are being pushed out, and now they're being broken out of. Just like that one, whatever or whomever was in that one there is broken out of it. All the caskets are open now, and now you're actually above the ground, and there's the mist pushing everything out of the ground. And here's this fella to wish you luck on your journey as you head into Darkmoor as the undead now. Like, does anybody else not see that, or is it just me? And see, now here you are. You're part of the undead. You're entering into Darkmoor. Oh, here's the village. I think that's what the intention was with that. That's how I see it. And whenever I do get to Universe or Epic Universe, we're going to do this and walk like that, and we'll see if it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense on video. I think it makes perfect sense. And one more thing I want to show you all here is the Frankenstein's Manor, where the attraction is. Universal, again, did such an amazing job on the architecture of this. Anytime you have a building, you have to build it, especially like this, you have to have fire stops. And what fire stops are would be like if you have two walls adjoining, you have to have a giant solid brick wall like this, and it usually ends up as a tall parapet. And that's how you can identify where your firewalls are, especially if you're the fire department responding. This structure is no different with having firewalls because, one, it's a gigantic ride building. Two, it's got people inside of it in multiple areas. And so naturally it has to be built, to building code, and it has to have firewalls. I want to show you how Universal did this. This is really cool. So throw the video up. So you're walking up. This is the main entry, which is really well done. I like this a lot. And when he swings the camera on and look at the manor, I want you to look once he gets done with the wait sign. I love how it's written. Looks like it's written in blood, Monsters Unchained. That's a really neat touch. All right, so you're going to look at the castle area. So notice those two, they're on both sides. You see they're like little segments sticking up, like little flat segments sticking up. On either side, there's 1, 2, and then 3, 4 of them. Those are like tall parapet walls. Those are to mark where the firewalls are. And if I'm not correct on that, somebody please do correct me, but that looks exactly like a firewall. And in order to make it not look bland, Universal put this brilliant design in to make it blend in with the mansion like that. Made it look like these really tall parapet walls. That was genius. So there you go, everybody. That's a little bit of the first part of Epic Universe. I'm sure there will be more of these. Again, I'm hoping I feel better soon. I want to get out to the parks again. I want to get out filming. I'm tired of being in the house. This sucks, and trying to get out and, get some fresh air too. But obviously don't want to be around too many people too long either. But, obviously too, when you're like this, you're definitely on the mend, but you don't want to push your body too hard because then you end up sliding backwards and just, go back where you started from. So, but I am feeling better, and I'm glad to be able to be doing this. This is actually a good sign because just 2 days ago, no way. I had every intention on, starting this process, but no, wasn't going to happen because I was going to do something after the Elios Grand came out, but I didn't have the energy for it. So we'll do that one coming up. But let me know what you think about Epic Universe. Are you excited? Are you kind of like ho-hum about it now that all these videos are out there for everybody and their brother to see? Are you going to watch them? Are you not going to watch them? I also want to get out to Universal because we got did you all know another hotel opened up? I had heard a rumor again. Terra Luna is now open. I kind of want to see that one too, give my comments on it. So yeah, lots to see and do. And again, we'll make it to Epic at some point. But until we get there, that's the wonderful thing about social media and the internet is you can always take things and clip them, and then long as you're not directly attacking people, you can, there's always, it's called fair use, you can use things however you want, but nobody should ever be doxxed or made, you shouldn't be a jackass to people. Like, use their clips, have some laughs, do whatever, point some things out, but ultimately don't be a jackass to people. But I definitely will point out jackassery if I do see it. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And again, thank you all very much for your support. I know there's thousands of channels out there now, and especially now with Epic Universe coming online soon. Man, every Johnny and Becky come lately is out there now. Everybody's forming a theme park YouTube channel. And I tell you, man, it is getting very saturated. Epic is the hot flavor in town. Everybody wants to know about it. Of course, everybody wants it to be on these media lists, so everybody's shilling right now like crazy. Me, I will never sell myself out to shill for anything. I will tell you it's good or I'll tell you it's bad. That's it. There's really no in between. So I don't know that I'll ever get a media invite unless, if a company really wants to take a chance and, be like, hey, I just want honesty, I'm all for that. But if they want you to follow a perfect script and be like, you have to say this, you have to say that, nah, I can't do that because if I don't agree with it, I'm going to tell you I don't agree with it. That's all I got. But Epic otherwise looks amazing. I know we only saw a little bit of it, but I am very excited to see it in person. I really am. And I just wish, though, that people would take a little bit more pride in their work. I feel like these YouTubers and that with these hugely successful channels, they start taking this stuff for granted like it's always going to be there. And you got to be careful, man, because just like with all of this, Epic Universe is based off of, like, especially Celestial Park. It's a lot of mythology-based stuff. Icarus flew too close to the sun. I kept wanting to get higher and higher, and his wings melted off, and he plummeted back to Earth. And so if people aren't careful, that's exactly what's going to happen. So never take shit for granted, and always put your best foot forward. Even if you think it's going to be a quick and easy project, you always put your best foot forward, and don't ever turn in a piece of shit. Because I look back at some of my other videos and I'm like, I could have done these better, but I'm learning too, But if I see something now, especially that can be corrected, believe me, I will. Because I don't, I want to put out good stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for your support. Really appreciate it. Lots more to come. Hope you're having a good one. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. This has been The Truth. Oh, it's been actual. And I hope for all you Epic fans out there that y'all find this one mighty satisfactual. I'll see ya.